I am so sick right now, everybody. I do this for you. Have you ever said, man, games were so much better back in my day. The games these whippersnappers make nowadays just suck. Why don't they take game from older decade and remake it with better graphics? I'd play the shit out of that. Personally, I know I'm guilty of this. Well, here you go. It's like music to my ears. Out of all the spiritual successors out there, Yooka-Laylee is by far the most faithful I have ever seen. Except for maybe H1Z1, which is obviously the best successor to Star Wars Galaxies. Yes, I'm still pissed about that! If you haven't guessed from the name, Yooka-Laylee is the interspecial love child of Banjo-Kazooie, or the inter-instrumental. I don't really know how that works, but I am intrigued. Everything that you loved about those late 90s, early 2000s collectathons is here. Cute, lovable characters, huge, beautiful environments to explore and get lost in, a vast overworld tying them all together, secrets to discover, tons of puzzles and minigames to complete, special powers to unlock, top-notch voice acting, a load of in-references, and of course, crap tons of stuff to collect. On the flip side, everything that annoyed you about those late 90s, early 2000s collectathons is here. The wonky camera, some awkward controls, pretty basic combat, unskippable dialogue. Oh god, shut up! An easy difficulty which occasionally ramps up to unforgiving. And yet, even with all of these annoyances, I love it. Kinda like how you love your children even though they annoy the f*** out of you. Parents, you know what I'm talking about. You play as Yooka, the adorable green lizard. And along for the literal ride is Laylee, your purple bat friend. I'm pretty sure they're platonic, but I still can't wait to see a fanfic of that one. Don't you fail me, internet. I'm not gonna ruin what little story the game has, so I'll just say that you're out to collect Pagies from the evil capital B. You get it? He's a bee. It's a pun. He lives in the Ivory Towers, which is decorated with a lot of hexagons. I see someone's a fan. Or he's just a bee and it's another bee-related pun, but I'd like to think it's the former. So you're off to the Ivory Towers, which acts as your hub to the 5 different worlds in the game. You've got your jungle-type level, the snow level, the casino level, the swamp level, and the space level. All of these have a myriad of different mini-games, puzzles, and platforming to do. Typically, each of these award you with a Pagie. There are some games that make multiple appearances, like racing against this cloud guy, and minecart platforming. I was gonna complain about how they control, but then I realized the analogy I was gonna use was they handle like a minecart, and that just doesn't make sense. There's also retro game minigames inside of this retro game. So meta. Other than Pagies, you'll also be collecting quills, ghosts, and various other hidden objects, like this thing, which allows you to transform into other creatures, objects, or vehicles. These provide for a fun new way to solve some puzzles, and also an entertaining way to inflict body horrors on Yooka and Laylee. Once again, if I don't see some fanfic of different fused forms for Yooka and Laylee, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you, internet. And after you collect everything in a world, you can expand each world so that you have even more stuff to collect. Now get inside that book. Oh god, I think I killed him! To help you through each world are a variety of skills. Spin dashing, tongue grabbing, ground stomping, bat flapping, bubble making, element absorbing. There's quite a few here, but you won't get them all at once. Each world will have new skills for you to unlock, which typically correspond with the puzzles in that world. However, you will find that skills you unlock later in the game are going to be used to solve puzzles in earlier worlds that you couldn't solve before. So use that beautiful brain of yours and remember things, because the Lord knows the game isn't going to remind you. That brings me to my final point. Yooka-Laylee is a difficult beast to criticize. Your enjoyment of the game will likely depend entirely on your sense of nostalgia. This allows you to overlook what might be called some of the game's faults, because most of them are there on purpose. I've seen some people complain about things like there's no mini-map, they can't figure out where to go, things aren't well explained. And yeah, I can't help but feel that maybe those people missed the point. Yooka-Laylee was a game made specifically to be a collectathon of old. So criticizing things that are purposefully in or not in the game so that it remains faithful to its predecessor seems short-sighted. You really need to take everything into consideration, especially in this case where the game was made by fans for fans. Frankly, the worst thing I can say about Yooka-Laylee is that it's not pushing the bar forward. It is simply doing what it set out to do, be Banjo-Kazooie with a new coat of paint. In that sense, mission accomplished. If that's what you were wanting, then you're gonna be happy. But if you're hoping for a game that's gonna push 3D platformers forward and into a new realm of possibilities, you might need to wait for the sequel. So, I'll see you in Yooka-Laylee. Feel free to use that, devs. And that was Yooka-Laylee. I am so sorry about my voice. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for future videos. I've also put another video for you to watch right up here. If you want, you can follow me on Twitter or Facebook. And if you really want to help the channel, you can donate to me on Patreon like these other amazing people. I want to see some fanfic of me and them if you catch my... Actually, no, that'd be weird.